And like, I have gay friends who I care a lot about, care deeply for. Two is still plural, okay? I wish Noel would just stop hitting on me at work, though.
There is no tomorrow.
What up? Welcome to the weekly vlog that we call Lester, the brotherhood for greatness, despite what Dylan says about it. On today's show, we find some killer pickups at the thrift store. I sold one of my heavy hitter video games to one of you guys. And we drew 2 winners for our giveaway on the Toys R Us video. Did you win? But before we get into everything, thank you to everybody who commented in the comments below. You guys are truly the A-listers. There's a lot of people this time who commented. That Toys R Us video that we shot was pretty good. I think a lot of people are nostalgic for the days of Toys R Us. So I was happy I was able to like take you guys on a tour for people who don't have the Toys R Us anymore in the United States. But as you can see here in Canada, it's not looking too good for Toys R Us. Check out that video if you haven't seen it yet. Today's Dylan comment of the week.
Dylan, you son of a bitch.
I was kind of hesitant to touch this one. So I didn't know how I was supposed to take this comment. To try to use a term like that in today's day and age to like insult somebody is so like, it's out of vogue. You know, it's not cool anymore. It's so 96.
Are we close enough yet?
Nowadays when people use that term, it's jovial, like it's a good time, like yo, we're so gay up in here, having a great time. So obviously it's not meant to be an insult. I forget what the name of the guy is, but to you, we're gonna call you Rowdy Piper. I don't know what circles you run in that these conversations happen to you and people in your community, but Thrift Dweller thanks you. We love all people who are just trying their best to live a good life in this world. Thrift Dweller is your friend and ally.
He just hit Roddy Piper.
Son of a bitch.
Before we get into the state of the video game collection, the state of the horde, we talk about life. Let me know in the comments below, how are you? How's everything going? I truly hope it's going well for you. Life in the house of Thrift Dweller. It's kind of funny. My old workplace, I used to be like a campus coordinator for this local children's program in the city. And they reached out to me. I went from like a participant to campus coordinator, and then I graduated university. You know, but the program meant a lot to me growing up, and they wanted to share my story in their newsletter. I had to take like these cheesy pictures. Yeah, maybe I can see it a little bit there.
Are we close enough yet?
So that was kind of a highlight, you know. I was talking in the previous vlogs about how life has been really busy over the Christmas season. You know, you just expect to kick back and relax and enjoy the holiday season, but a lot of health related things in my family. It's my duty, it's my honor to like carry the burden and support my family, my children, and my father with their particular health needs. I spent like 19 hours at the ER. Wow. And I'm really feeling it now. Like back in the day, I used to not sleep much at all, you know, but the older I'm getting, the harder it is to recover. Because of how busy I was over like the Christmas and holiday season, I missed going to the gym. And I actually went to the gym today. It was a crazy blizzard out there. It was really hard to go to the gym today, an easy excuse not to, but I've already missed so much. I've lost a lot of momentum. And even though it's only been like 2 or 3 weeks, I feel like I lost a lot of my strength. Gained a little bit here, you know? And it's hard to find that groove that I was in like November. But I gotta stay on top of it. Gen 6, if you remember him, my buddy Rap, and myself, he's turning 40 this year, and I'm turning 41. We both have a birthday in June, so we set a goal this year to get him into the best shape of his life for his 40th birthday. He was kind of inspired by my 40th birthday last year, which a lot of you guys shared in the journey and really helped motivate me and push me along there. I got into really good shape then. I'm gonna do it again, but this time more sustainably. And we're gonna bring Rap along with us. But I'm just happy, like things that I'm doing, I'm sharing it. I'm not trying to garner this gigantic audience here, but like people have reached out and said, you've really kind of inspired me. Not that I'm a pinnacle of health and fitness. I'm just like a person trying to do his best.
But never pay full price for late pizza.
State of the video game collection, the state of the horde. Monday Nitro pickups for this week. Not a lot, but it was great. Not too often are there items at the thrift store anymore that we find that genuinely get me excited.
Morning. Yeah, can I look at the games? You got a lot today.
And I actually challenged myself this week at the thrift store. I didn't look on price charting. I bought these without looking them up. There was a bunch of games here today. Didn't know what they were worth, but I said, you know what, let's play a game. The goal here, the challenge for myself, is not to lose any money compared to what price charting values these items at. So, oh, and we'll talk about it. We'll make a list of 3 items, 3 key pieces of my collection for the Super Nintendo that I want to get this year. That, for me, would make my Super Nintendo collection feel complete. I already took the price tags off of these. I don't know why I did that, but $20. This is the memory card that goes inside of the Animal Crossing for the GameCube. I took a total guess on this one. I didn't know if this was worth it or not. When I mean worth it, I didn't lose any money compared to what it's worth on price charting. Values on the screen. I don't want to get one of these wrong. So I've sold this game before. Mario Party Advance for the Game Boy Advance. $20 for this game. I sold this one with a horrible label for like $25, $30 around there, loose like this. So I think this was $20. I think I did okay. Did I get an X? 1 X is unacceptable. Perfection or nothing. Just trying to do my best here, Queen. Shut the I would always see this game in like video game magazines. Lemmings. You know, people seem to always like to talk about it or what have you. It's not like an amazing game, right? But I think back in the day, this game was just drastically different from like the main games that were out at the time, you know, like the Marios and the Sonics and stuff. It was interesting and I think it was unique, and that's how a lot of people reviewed the game. It's different from a lot of the things that were out there. Funny enough, I don't own this game, so I'm happy to put it into the collection for $10. Everything's minus 20% off. That might be my saving grace, actually. Let me know in the comments below. Do you like Lemmings? This one was 20 bones, minus 20% off. Battle Squadron. The most unfair bullet hell. I'm calling it bullet hell. I'm not good at these types of games, but like shooter. Top-down shooter, airplane shooter. I literally put this game on like the slowest. You can change the setting of the enemy's bullets. I put it like to the lowest, okay? And I put like the amount of enemies on screen to the lowest. It's not fair. I don't know who the hell play tested this game. Okay, I've known about this game for a long time. It was recommended to me years ago. I think, I believe somebody at McDonald's when I was working there recommended this game, Battle Squadron. It's fun. It's beautiful, full of that 90s Sega Genesis charm. Hard as balls. $30. Straight gamble on this game. Is this tough enough on the Super Nintendo? I don't even know what this says. Kajiki? Fists of Steel? On the back, it says, like, here, if you look at the bottom, it says tough enough on the back there. But this game came with no manual, just the cartridge. I played it already, too, and it's actually a lot of fun. Very simple game, but, like, right up my alley. Arcade beat-em-up style, you know, not a lot to think about. It's a little bit jarring because there's, like, when your opponent gets knocked down, just, if you feel like the game froze, right? You're trying to move and you're not moving.
Is that all?
But it's a lot of fun. I'm happy I took a chance on this game. $30 to me, it was worth it just for that. But was it worth it for our challenge today? Did I get an X? Just before the maple syrup pickup of the video, if you were a hardcore television kid watcher back in the day, what the hell did I just say? Like the Ninja Turtle era? The hardcores know about Toxic Crusaders. Was this a movie?
Melvin became the Toxic Avenger. He crushes drug pushers.
I think this was a movie first. I got this game $24.99 at the thrift store, loose. I never played it, even emulated or anything like that. Toxic Crusaders got me, okay? Was this a movie first and then they adopted it to like a cartoon for kids? Kind of like how Ninja Turtles was somewhat of an adult comic book that was adopted and drastically changed for kids.
Toxic Crusaders, Toxic Crusaders. A little dumb cause the ribs real low. Got a little back on it, he loves his Toxic Crusaders. He's a hero. The fat and corrupt hate him.
Kill that bastard for me. I gotta kill him.
On Saturday morning cartoons. I feel like this is kind of the same thing. Or am I mixing that up with Swamp Thing? Regardless, I played this game. It's not great.
Can't say gameplay's too good so far.
It took me a while to get used to the gameplay. I feel like it was weird. But once I got the hang of it, it wasn't that bad. It's not one of the great, it's not like a great beat 'em up, but as a beat 'em up aficionado, somebody who actually appreciates that type of gameplay, This ain't that bad. It was okay. Mid. It's very mid. But $24.99. The question is, did I lose out? This is all Canadian pricing. I don't want to convert. Values are in Canadian. Did I get an X?
Unbelievable.
I stated that there was 3 items I want to hunt for this year for my Super Nintendo collection for it to feel complete to me. They are items that meant something to me as a kid. And I want to tell you what they are now before we get into this item because it's relatable. You can kind of see it right here. Number 1, I want to find Mega Man X3. I believe that's going to be a challenge this year, mainly because of the price alone. I should have bought it years ago. But that was a game I rented multiple times from the video rental store. Played it like in my bedroom, grade 7, grade 8. At the time, it was just so cool. Like, it was a great game. That was the one I rented the most. And I have Mega Man X and X2. I need X3 to kind of complete that trilogy. But when I think of that game, I remember like Sunday mornings at home, like my parents were out working at the restaurant. You know, sitting on my brown carpet in my bedroom, playing on this like television that only had 13 channels. But it does something to hold that item in your hand, you know? Anyways, second game I need to complete my retro video game collection. I know I said no epic RPGs, but I want to get Chrono Trigger. I think it's Ian's favorite RPG. And because I saw it so much growing up, like going to Ian's house, my friend Trevor's house, Lester I think had it as well, Gary had it, watching them all play it, I think it's the last RPG, epic RPG I'm buying for my collection. And number 3, Knights of the Round. It's a game I've always wanted since I was playing emulators back in grade 9, grade 10. I never saw the game growing up, but I spent like 2 summers playing that game emulated. It was so much fun. Right up my alley, a beat 'em up, like with fantasy. And despite never owning it and not having a friend that owned it, I played that game a lot growing up. And I would love to have it in my hands and as part of my collection, you know? And the reason I bring that all up, the maple syrup pickup of the video, 1988 Game & Watch Donkey Kong Jr. Why the heck did I put this as the best pickup of my video? Well, let me tell you a story. 1982! Holy mo! I got this in 1988. That's why I said that. And this is one of the earliest gifts I remember getting at Christmas. I remember getting a little green box and just ripping that box open and finding this in there. At the time, this is like cutting edge, okay? Not everyone had a clock, literally like a clock. This was your alarm clock. And hey, might as well throw a game on there. That was the whole premise of Game & Watch. When I got this as a kid, I was enamored of this thing. I couldn't figure out how to play it, but just the fact that I could play something handheld, like gaming-wise. I know you guys probably don't care, but the first, when I held this in the car after I bought this off of Facebook, it was like $60. And the moment I held it in my hand in the car, memory unlocked. I remember like laying on my parents' bed when I was 5 years old. It was wintertime, I remember. Sunday morning, I instantly remember the smell of my mom's curling iron warming up. You know, she used to spray that shit in her hair and curl it up. My dad's aftershave coming into the bedroom in his towel. We all slept in the same bed growing up, okay? We lived at my grandparents' house in one bedroom. Me, my sister, my mom, and my dad. We all slept in the same bed. Sunday morning, getting up for church, I'm just laying there like playing this. My mom is literally taking off my pajamas and putting on my church pants, putting on my shirt as I'm playing this, you know, like this. It took us forever to get to church, and it was always my fault, you know? And now, my son is my father's revenge to me. He's the same way. It's funny how memories and emotions get locked up in such a small thing. Something so small. I love this thing so much, it's forever going to be on my desk here.
There is no tomorrow.
If you saw the Toys R Us video, we had a giveaway there. And I actually made a video on YouTube Live, where we drew the winners, just so people knew there was no shenanigans, okay? We'll be reaching out to the winners via Facebook. That is not scripted, guys. That's not scripted. Look at the time, bro. It's live, bro. Big Willie. I would love to send you a Donatello Jeffrey. Congratulations, buddy. Let's do another winner, actually. So he's going to get a Donnie, I believe. Awesome. Blur TCG. Oh, trading card game. So he's gonna, or they will also be getting a Donatello. Thank you to everybody who entered. Please reach out to us on Facebook so that we can have your contact information. I'm really happy that they won, especially, we call him Willie True here on Thrift Dweller. Loyal follower. Friend. I'm gonna call him a friend. He's a colleague, technically, of mine. We're in the same line of work. I respect him for what he does, and I'm honored that he watches us, so thank you very much. So I thought about it too, and even if you won once already, you can win a total of 2 times, because there's 2 giveaways here. We still have more Raphael and Donatello, Jeffrey, Funko Pop figures, Pop Funko, whatever you call them. We still have more. So if you won once, you could win another time. Say Big Willie True won Donatello this week, which he did. Congratulations. He can enter again, but he'll only get the Raphael. We got a lot of these things. They were like only $2.50, man. Buy one, get one free, and they were $5. That's it from me, Thrift Dweller. Thank you very much for joining us. Peace. Take care of yourselves and each other. DK all day. Let's go. And like Lester reached out to me the other day. We were chatting on the phone, and he was like, "Man, you really inspired me to get my health back on track." One guy, I think, is in Nova Scotia. He bought something off of eBay, and he said that I inspired him to actually start selling his stuff and open his own eBay store. Oh, and somebody else commented like they miss Matthew 64-bit or 64-bit Matthew. If you remember him, we used to have this series called Boys Night Out where we would go game hunting together. You know, he was there for our season 2. Like our 2nd year on YouTube, he was there. We met him through YouTube and became really good family friends. Somebody mentioned that they missed him. I have his personal number. Well, haha. And I can reach out. I'll reach out to him and see if he wants to share a message with everybody. EdT1138 reached out to me just before Christmas. I think every year he wishes me Happy New Year's, which is awesome. He's one of the first people we met here on YouTube. For people who are really hardcore in the retro game collecting sphere back then. I don't feel like a lot of people know him now, but like back then he was an anchor point. He had this thing called Top 3 Tuesday. Must see watching for like a year and a half. And I think he is making the move to better himself this year. All I gotta say, if you want to do better this year, let's go. I ain't perfect, but I'm just trying my best.